All right, all right, all right. What's going on? You are now in the building with the Gen X gentleman. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We're here with another episode, and this is a good one. I am JB, that is Tel. We are here to get you going with what's we're calling, I think we're calling the slap aftermath. Okay, so the slap aftermath with Will Smith. This is his second apology, and it is something that just dropped on Instagram. It is something that he should have done long ago, but he did not, and he's doing it now. So we're gonna go through this video, and we're going to give our commentary at the end. Tell, what's going on, my brother? How are you? What's going on?
I'm good over here, man.
How's Houston, bro?
It's good. It's hot. I think the whole world is hot right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, it's all good here in Georgia. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but we just hear this thing drop today, right? So what are your thoughts on what we're about to view?
Well, I don't have high expectations because to me it's all Hollywood. Entertainers and celebrities are well and high paid. We'll look to see if there's any genuineness or authenticity in this interview or this Q&A, whatever it's about to be.
Actually, it's more of a not necessarily interview. There's nobody interview him. It's just his comment based on where it is. So the mere fact that they have it that way, that's something that we have to see about once he brings this information on, right? So,
okay.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to get to the video. We're going to play it all the way through, and we're going to have our comments at the end. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, we are the Gen X Gentlemen. This is our podcast, and please, if you like what you hear, you like what you see, please subscribe to us and give us your feedback, give us your thoughts, comment below. All right, let's get into it. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, But I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm gonna say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, you know, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know, it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
All right. Well, that was it. That was Will Smith's apology. And okay. Well, what are your thoughts, Tel? I'm gonna let you go first. I'll let you decide where you think this all went. And by the way, to our audience, this was one of the first videos that we reviewed, and we're going to have a link in somewhere around at the bottom in our in all of the things that are below, the comments below, or actually the description below of the video that we did first. And the very first thing that we talked about was this Will Smith slap. Okay, so that being said, go see our first commentary, and then maybe you will see that and come back here, because we're going to make this commentary on this particular apology. He's done it. This is the second one now, and we'll figure out where all this goes. But Tel, what do you think, man? What's your thing? What do you do?
I think that it's all well rehearsed.
Did it look like a hostage video?
Kind of. He had
Mm-hmm.
awkward body language
Mm-hmm.
from the way he was sitting down.
Right.
It seems like it's contrived is the best way I could describe it. Forced behavior. But it all could be part of an act, man. It's one of two ways. Either this whole incident was genuine and real and just very awkward.
Right.
And now it would make sense with even though Will does this a lot in his video interviews where he talks with a cadence and he's slow enough to make sure he gets everything out clearly and concisely so you don't miss it. And he uses his hands very expressively so it would come across as genuine and authentic, and so it won't seem rehearsed when he talks like that, because he looks like he's forcing to deal with an awkward situation. That's the way he's coming across. But that could just be a well-rehearsed style to come across with authenticity when really it may just be rehearsed.
Right.
If this whole incident was true.
Okay.
Now, I tend to think everything is fraud, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think Chris is on the decline in his career, and his pact. This is just my opinion. This is not fact, so he can't come after me to sue me. Neither can Will, because a lot of opinions are going around about the fraudness in Hollywood. People are uncovering things, leaking things out, and I think this is a way to kind of revive or sustain Chris's identity still, to keep him relevant, for him to keep relevancy and not fade off. And this is like a kickstart to revive his career back,
right?
In my opinion. I personally don't think there's going to be any lawsuit, because I don't think it was a real attack. I think it was all staged. But you
still think that, even after all this time, you still think that?
I still think it. Hollywood is the ultimate deception. The so-called things that a lot of relationships are staged and arranged, just like I believe Will and Jada is from day one, was an arrangement, an agreement to cover his image and to help her. So in turn for her helping his image to keep his skeletons in the closet,
right?
She gets to live a life of lavish, married to an A-lister, and help give her a career, because she's always been a fledglingly mediocre, what do they call them, C actors or C actress or B actors? I don't know. Right. She was never a strong actress. She can play certain things okay, but she's not, she doesn't have a commanding stage presence or screen presence. She definitely is not a lead character or lead actress. And so I personally just think and believe that it's all arranged. It's make believe. And this is just for transitions, for people this would help. This whole fiasco is helping Chris Rock's career. He's been selling out like crazy on his tour with Kevin Hart. It all makes sense. He's not coming out and making any ruckus. I don't believe there's any real lawsuit that's going to be pending.
I disagree. I think there's going to be some money changing hands, but go ahead, finish.
I think the money that's changing hands is the arrangement that Chris and Will sign with the powers that be in Hollywood, that they're going to pay them each accordingly for their good acting roles.
Okay.
That's what I believe. believe the money's really coming from. Now, Chris is going to be making a boatload of money, and he is already with this touring and other things. But it's my opinion. I could be wrong, and maybe it is going to be something that's going to. But it's a lot of it just seems really awkward and rehearsed to me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to disagree with you when it comes to the whole staging. At first, I agree with you. I thought it was staged. I think everyone thought it was staged that first go around, but now, not so much. I don't think it was. It has become more of a staging thing. I think it's more of a, and I think I mentioned it from the very beginning, like that. This right here was, a manifestation of a troubled person in Will and his extremely bruised ego when it came to this whole thing that went down with him and Jada. I mean, like, okay, the first one that said, okay, the first question was, why did he not apologize in this thing? He says that he was in a fog and he didn't really hear that or was part of that just then. I can understand that to a degree, but part of me is like, dude, you thanked everybody else, and you kind of apologized to the audience.
No, kind of. He made apologies,
right? But it was nothing for Chris. You know what I'm saying? Chris was off stage in the back, whatever, right? So that part to me, not really. So just talking about that part of it, he could have said something, and or he could have brought, I don't know if that would have been ability to do it, but brought maybe Chris back on stage. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Something to that degree, and said that apology right there in front of him, and did something of that nature. But this particular apology, like you said, I sounded like he looked like a hostage. He was being held hostage. It didn't look genuine. It didn't look as though that he was going to be, like you said, it was somewhat rehearsed, but it didn't dawn on me that it was as genuine, and I think it's been too much time gone past for him to do this. I think he should have done it a lot sooner.
Like 6 to 8 weeks ago, he should have done this.
Well, yeah, way sooner. I mean, this is way too much time for it to happen compared to the gravity of it all, right? And I guess I understand, maybe there was a lot of bad blood in the air and he wanted it to die down, but why now? You know what I'm saying? Why did you decide to make this apology today of all days, right? And that's kind of like the way I see it. It's like it looked a lot more rehearsed than anything. He looked like he was in a hostage video type thing. It didn't seem as genuine to me, and I think he could have done a lot more. And maybe I don't know how many takes it took him to get to this point. He seemed somewhat remorseful, but I don't know, that first question where it was, why didn't you apologize? I mean, that to me is like, more of an excuse in terms of the fact that it was in a fog or foggy,
It was all fuzzy.
Yeah, fuzzy, foggy. I mean, come on, really? Come on.
It wasn't fuzzy because you were clear enough and you had the presence of mind to apologize to others.
Yeah, you did, but you didn't bring his name up. And maybe you were still in your feelings because this just happened. And that kind of went from there. So, all right, so let's move on to the second question. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? I don't think she had to say anything. The rolling of the eyes and the look did it all. It was a totally nonverbal communication. What are your thoughts on that?
Again, it's all rehearsed, in my opinion.
Okay.
She rolled her eyes because that's part of her script, her cue.
So you think that she was part of it? You think that she, even she was part of the whole deal? It wasn't just Chris and Will. You think she was all together the part of the ensemble.
Yeah, and I also believe. I mean, there may be a small chance that she's not part of it, and she's just reacting because she just comes across as bitchy and narcissistic to me, which would actually make sense. I think it was more so Chris and Will are in acting roles. They're trying to figure out a way probably to phase. I think it served a couple of purposes. Chris needs his career revived. He needs to stay relevant. And two, Will and Jada need to separate because it probably really is not working. She's not respectful of him. And how could you be when it's two people who are both bisexual and they came together for purposes of forming an image of a power couple to help his career catapult and to give her a career. She really, she's always had a fledgling D-lister space.
Well, she's always been under his umbrella. I mean, Will Smith's level of stardom compared to hers is, it's minute. You know what I'm saying? In terms of her career is minute compared to his. So, all right. So anything else on that?
Compared to a lot of people, she's just she's always been like a supporting cast actress. In a different world and so on. She does not have lead presence, even when they try to focus on her and help her out. The
only lead that she had was that lead that she did in Set It Off. I think she was considered.
No, there was another one. There was another one with Tommy Davidson.
Oh, Woo.
Yeah, Woo.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one. She was in Woo. Was pretty much her film. You're right. Tommy Davidson was the secondary person.
And wasn't she in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? No,
she was not.
Shane, low down
dirty Shane. Yeah. But she was like the side person. So yeah. Woo was her movie. Set It Off, I think, was kind of a combination of her and Queen Latifah, right? Because Vivica was kind of sort of at that point, maybe a little bit big, but not as big as Latifah was. But they were all, it was an ensemble cast, but she claimed the role itself being the more, I guess, more screen time, that is, right? But she still has and she also had a TV show. She was a nurse on I forget the name of the TV show. She had a TV show for a little bit, but she wasn't that impressive on that either. You remember the nurse show she was on?
No.
Okay. I forget the name of it, but yes, Jada was in a nurse show. Okay, so aside from that, let's go to the third question and we'll look to wrap it up. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap? And let's see, the people who expressed that you let them down. Did he let them down?
People who believe in celebrities, yes. People who believed in this whole dramatical scenario, this rehearsal, but
right.
People who believe in celebrities will believe almost everything they see. It had to be real. The slap looks fake to this day. JB, that's like you. Just the size difference. This you coming up to me and slapping me. I'm going to fall. I'm not just going to, and not touch my face. The weight difference. They're in two different weight classes. It's just like you and me. You come up and slap me, and it's like, if it's unexpected, that's even more. My muscles are going to be relaxed.
Right.
I'm going to be off balance.
Right.
Even if I slapped you, as small as I am, if I slapped you, that's going to catch you off guard. You're going to have a little something. You're going to catch your face. I just know acting.
Yeah.
I know acting when I see it.
And it seemed just so out of the ordinary that he never touched his face and said, "Oh my God, you just slapped me."
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say 85% of the people who get slapped, or maybe,
be like
90. Yes.
What the? They'd be just to be like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Something like,
it's a natural reaction to touch your face. Chris didn't touch his face.
Didn't touch his face not one time.
And it's got to be some serious force coming from a guy anybody who's 20 pounds heavier than you or more, 20 pounds more heavier than you is going to cause you to have, unless that's such a totally weak person.
Right. Even though he came from here, right? He came from the normal slap, not the B slap. He came from this slap, but he didn't come from here, right? Mm-hmm. So that process.
And it's just how he did a quick cut.
Yeah, he's like,
people don't even slap like that. You don't even slap like that, bro. You don't.
I mean, like
you're gonna.
It just seems as though that either he did that and he just, you know how somebody make it look real. Some actors can make it look real. Like if I slapped you and I did the whole, like that type thing, it almost make it look real, but I didn't really slap you as hard, or I didn't even slap you at all. It's like the timing. It's like
either way it goes. Even the shock would make you just hold your face.
Yes.
Your face. Yes. Even just the shock.
Right. And he didn't even look bruised in any way. I mean, granted, he's darker of skin, but still, it's like the bruising part was not there. So anyway, that part of it was there. Now everyone was disappointed in Will. Everyone. It doesn't matter who you were disappointed.
I was really just disappointed in the whole way everything played out, the whole scenario. I was disappointed because I truly believe in my heart of all hearts that this was all staged. They're both being compensated. This is all set up. This is to help catapult the careers and to help catapult the career of Chris, keep him relevant. And I believe this is also a way to legitimately qualify the forthcoming separation between Jada and Will. They're very awkward, well-rehearsed, dysfunctional family.
Right.
And so nothing that comes up about them will surprise me. It's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. It's
all Hollywood. And I agree. I think that this is going to be the final nail in the coffin with Will and Jada. And this is going to be to their marriage's demise. Don't see it.
It was never a real marriage. This is all an arrangement. She got her promiscuous side lifestyle, being bisexual. She's been with several women and several men. Same for Will. He's been known. It's been discussed around Hollywood. I can't prove it for a fact because there's a lot of hearsay.
Allegedly, there's an alleged.
Exactly.
There's an alleged rumor on the alleged
swinger
sexuality of them both.
Yes.
Right. And so it's been alleged that they were each other's cover, right? So it was an easy way for them to get together and have kids. You know what I'm saying? An arrangement can mean, okay, how many kids do we want to have together?
And both kids are and the irony, both kids are bisexual.
Hey, see?
Actually, but they're both gay. It's not even bisexual. Okay. They're both gay.
Okay. Well, again, neither one has expressed that altogether just yet, but yeah, it could be the case.
No, Jaden's come out several times about Tyler, the creator, being his boyfriend. He missed him. And Tyler's a weirdo homosexual in Hollywood. He's just a weird young black man.
I'm thinking that was more of like a play type something.
There's no way that could help the career of any masculine heterosexual young male. There's no way that's going to help your career.
That's true.
You're pushing an agenda.
That's true.
When I was that age, you couldn't dare say that about, what the hell? I don't even want to come across like that.
I agree. So that process in it was something that, the kids are all messed up in the head after being through
pink hair and all this stuff.
They're just, it's a dysfunction all the way around. And, you gotta no family's perfect, man. I mean, come on. No. I mean, we've had all our families got stuff. All our families got skeletons. All our families got, things that we ain't proud of. Issues. Yeah, man. So I
they put theirs on front stage
on blast, on blast.
They
That's the
glamorize.
thing.
They glamorize it.
That's exactly the thing. I'm like, don't put my stuff all out there in terms of like, okay, yeah, we got this stuff going on, but there's no reason for you to have that red table talk, man. Come on, really? I mean, I get it. I get it that you want to have your own thing, but you got to bring me in there. You got to put all my kids, my family, the whole nine. It's like, if you want to get your own show, as in like what Oprah did, you didn't have to put everybody else on blast in the whole family. Come on. So anyway, I've always had
reckless. She's imbalanced and reckless.
Well, I've always had. I think everyone's always had these issues with Jada, man. It's been like, goodness gracious. And I hope he gets away from her. I do hope that they part ways and somehow, because he talked about how he's got this trauma going on, and as a result of that, she's part of the trauma. To me, she's part of that. And as a result of him going through this, he need to get the heck away from her, the hell away from her, in terms of that being the case. So, to wrap it all up, what do I see it? This a long way off from him getting in the good graces, back in the good graces of the public eye and everyone else who really did look up to him. It's going to take some time. It's really going to take some time. And for anyone to put him on film or to, I don't know about that, man. It's going to take even longer for him to like be a part of any project and put himself out there to act again. Eventually, I think it will happen, though. I think everyone gets a second, third, and as big as he's been, he'll get another chance. Don't you think?
Well, again, I don't think he could care less, really. I think this is all acting. This is all scripted. I believe he's being compensated well to take the hit to his image,
right?
For the sake of selling and pushing an agenda. That's my personal take on it. He's well compensated for it throughout his career, but he's going to be compensated for this too, because I just believe it's an act.
Yes,
I believe it's all rehearsed.
Well, he's got enough money; he can retire forever and live a good life for the rest of his life. So he ain't got to do nothing else if you don't want to. And he got that Oscar too, so it's not like he has to go after anything like that. So the Oscar is the ultimate in his profession, and it might be a little tarnished, a little stain on it, but they can't take it back. Well, he's banished for the next 10 years, but
that doesn't mean it doesn't mean a thing. Monique won an Oscar and it didn't do a damn thing to help catapult her career.
Right.
She wasn't even financially compensated for her role.
Well, some actors need the Oscar to do the catapulting. Others could care less, and it means nothing to them and doesn't do anything for their bottom line either. I think Oscars, in most cases, Oscars are like a curse. It's almost like where the person who gets the Oscar gets the big head, and as a result of getting the big head, don't nobody want to work with them no more because, I'm an Oscar-winning actor. I'm an Oscar-winning actress. Ooh, so the BS like that,
Right.
A lot of actors and actresses, if you go down the list, it really didn't really give them too much of anything after the fact, right? It may have a little bit of blow up may have happened, but nothing to the degree. And if unless they get multiple, and they are that talented, like the Denzels of the world, and what's her name? Just that one, just recently, Viola Davis, that type of thing, right? So, but it's all
it's all bullshit to me, honestly. Mm-hmm. The Oscars it's a fake. To me, it's a fake validation of gaining clout.
Right.
That's all it is. It's a clout ceremony. And it's like wearing a designer label, something, oh, this is my Louis Vuitton, this is my Gucci. So I'm validated now. And the public buys into it. Well, they're an Oscar winner, the Oscar nominated actor or actress or what have you. It's bullshit. It means nothing. It's a smoke and mirror game for Hollywood. to say that these are the credible people who are considered A-listers. We want to ingrain that in your brain.
Right.
Don't need that, especially Black people don't need that. If anything, we need to have our own award shows that honestly we can.
The NAACP.
We don't need white people's validation to solidify us. Viola Davis is nothing but a coon, in my opinion. She may be a good actress, a decent, but she plays the bitch role that they want her to, and she capitulates to white supremacy and white males. Even the actor role that she took, where it was her white husband that was killed in some movie or something like that. There was a recent movie she did in the last couple of years, where she was in. I think. Oh,
that was like that gangster movie that she was married to some white man, and
Liam Neeson, I think, was the husband.
He was killed, and then her and the women had to go and like, I guess, take the revenge over it or something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that might be a couple of years ago. Is that much?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm a big Viola Davis fan. I think she's one of our best that we have right now when it comes to acting. So that in itself, hey, you got your opinion. I got mine in terms of how that would work, how that would go. So, but again, man, this whole thing with Will, it ain't over. Again, I don't think it's really gonna resonate until both of them sit down. Somebody, I think we even mentioned this, Oprah, Gayle King, somebody gonna have to sit down and have them both in the same room and talk it out and figure in terms of where this whole thing is gonna go from here. And we will see more of this, and we'll come back here and talk about it. Here on the podcast. Hey, again, we're gonna have this in the description below. We're gonna have our first take on it. This is our second. I guarantee you there'll be another one, especially when Chris says something. I want to hear that. I definitely want to hear what Chris has to say about this whole thing.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, hit the like button, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Also, hit the notification bell when you want to be informed when we put out new content. You'll be one of the first to know.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks again for joining us here on the Gen X Gentleman podcast. We will be back soon. We're going to be putting these out. We're looking at doing it once a week for now. But as we go along, we're going to put out even more content. We're going to have reviews. We're going to do a lot. We're going to have some guests. And as we grow this space and this place. We hope that you'll join us on a regular, and we look forward to bringing you this information and this content again and again on a regular. All right. Yes, so thanks again for being here, my brother. I will see you in the next one. And any parting words?
Just keep looking out for more of our content. It's going to get a little spicier. It's going to get a little bit more heated.
A little more spicy. It's going to be a lot more spicy.
It's going to be a lot more spicy. I'm very vocal about my thoughts on a lot of the content and forthcoming content that we have, and some of the material we've done already. It's going to be controversial, and it's probably going to anger a lot of you. But I just like to speak what I think is the truth. Okay, my candid opinion. I'm not going to use that cliche term, my truth, because that doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. I like to speak the truth.
Exactly. Okay. Well, we are going to wrap this, and we thank you again for joining us. We really do hope that you will come back. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next one.
All right.
Peace. Take care.